Baseball. Why is it America's favorite pastime? Really, I think the only reason why it's America's favorite pastime is because that it was one of the only sports that originated in America, where I believe that football should be considered America's favorite pastime, even though that this sport was originated from rugby. The reasons why I believe that football should be America's favorite pastime is because that football brings in a lot more viewers. Personally, I don't think football's as boring as baseball. And last, the length of the season is not as long as the baseball season, and I believe that the single games are much more important than in baseball. So first with viewership. According to Rick Porter, the 2016 Super Bowl brought in about 112 million people, compared to the 2016 World Series Game 7, which was a very interesting World Series, only brought in 40 million viewers. I think right there, that proves a big point that football is much more important in the American culture. Not saying that baseball isn't important, but I just believe that football is much more important. And just to add to that, the post game for the Super Bowl still held 30 million more people, coming in at about 7 million viewers. Now, even more about this in 2016, the Giants versus the Cowboys brought in 26.5 million viewers, more than any of the other World Series games. Next, we're going to move on to my own personal opinion. I believe that baseball is boring. I grew up playing baseball, and yeah, I enjoyed it, and I still enjoy watching baseball and stuff, but I just don't think that a sport at such a slow pace can hold pace with football, because football keeps the aggression up, and who doesn't want to see a big hit? Wherein baseball, you got half the team running around at most, and on the other team, you have 1 to 4 at most. Like, I don't see how you can find that exciting. And then, lastly, I'd like to move on to the length. Length of the season is just ridiculous. After doing the math, I found out over the 162 games, if each game is about 3 hours, you would spend 20 days and 6 hours watching every single game. Now this is over a span of only 6 months. So now that's over a span of 6 months. You're almost using a whole month just to watch baseball, and that's not even including the playoffs. And that's only one game. And we're to compare to football, which is spread over 4 months and is only 2 days worth. Again, coming in at an average of 3 hours per game. And not only that, but I believe that in the NFL, the games are much more important, being that there are a lot fewer games, so there's really no time to waste as to losing games. Now, to conclude my speech, I just went over the main ideas of football bringing in more viewers, not being as boring, and the length of the season being much more important. Thank you.